What's up? I hope that you are all doing extremely well. There we are, live again. Going to bring you some live analysis in a second. Let me see if everything is working correctly, if the sound is right, if the video is on. How do I do that? Like that. Oops. Give me 1 second. This is total improvisation because I was not planning to go live, but oh man, what a week! Holy moly. What a week thus far. Amazing price action and just amazing stuff going on. Well, I have, today was legit crazy. I've been trading this whole week like pretty much non-stop, and I am not going to lie, I am a bit tired, but I think after a move down like that, we had quite a big move today. And I thought, it's kind of nice to, look a little bit back on the trades that I've been taking this week and just relax a little bit, and go over my positions, do a little bit of Q&A, and just wind down from a really busy week of trading thus far. And just want to go over what I think is going to happen next. The chart gave us a lot of magic this week. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff on my chart because, I've been trading really actively this week, as you can see. So I might just start off with just cleaning up some stuff so, we can actually look at the chart and not have all these crazy things going on. I'll wait a few more minutes. I don't really know what I'm gonna say, to be honest, because for me it's just a little bit relaxing, and I I posted out this tweet, and oh boy, did I get a lot of reactions. So here I am live, bringing to you some good stuff, hopefully. Hello everybody. I saw, let me see if the comment section is working. Song is emotional mess, yes. I hope that you have been holding your own for a little bit this week. We've had just really crazy price action. Haven't seen that for a long time on Bitcoin, so I'm extremely happy with this. As a price action trader, I really cannot wish for more. So I'm a very happy man this week. For me, the day of trading is pretty much done now, so I just want to wind down and go over some of the price action, go over some of the trades that I did. I think I already mentioned that. Just have a little bit of fun. I don't really plan on making this stream too long because, like I said before, I'm quite exhausted from all this trading this week. Yeah, man, what the hell? I've been trading like everything left and right. Stocks, crypto, you name it, man. I've traded pretty much everything that's just moving this week. Can't even remember everything that I traded, honestly. I've traded some Solana, I've traded Aave, traded some DOT, traded some ES. What else did I trade? Yeah, Bitcoin, of course. Ethereum. Or was that last week? No, yeah, this week I traded Ethereum. And I'm having fun. Let me know in the chat, guys. How are you finding this week? Are you guys... how do you feel? Have you been trading it well? Have you been overwhelmed? Did you have some unexpected price action that you maybe did not foresee, for example? Right, so let me try and remember where we, if you have watched the last stream, I think we were talking about this 19,200 level. right, where we were just coming up along. Now, we obviously have made major progression through the chart. Let me actually see how far I have been actually updating you on Twitter. Let me pull up my Twitter. In the meantime, by the way, like this video if you haven't done so. Would be great. I would be thankful for that. And if you haven't subscribed and you do enjoy my videos, then well, hit that button as well. Let me just first scroll a little bit to the Twitter. So this was the long trade that I was in. This was a video. This was the pump. 11. Oh yeah, so this is basically what happened last week, right? So we smashed pretty much straight through that point of control, made our progression upwards, and we just smashed through it. After which I posted for fun, Friday evening, finish that resistance, and so it did. Then I showed some how happy I was with trading, showed some of the positions that I was in, or actually just one. Oh, right. And then I posted this picture where we were just pretty much range bound. And yeah, so far that's it. Right. I do want to give a massive shout out, by the way, to the guys over at ExoCharts. I know that some of them are watching the stream currently as well. So I would just want to give you guys a massive, massive shout out. You guys have been doing an amazing job, and now even we have stocks that we can look at. And, I'm just really curious to see what is next. I do kind of know what's next, although I'm not so sure if I'm able to allowed to share it. So I won't for the moment. I do notice that my camera is a little bit high up though, but whatever. We're just gonna go with this. Anyway, the range has been a pretty interesting one. So let me just let's just appreciate that the fact that if Bitcoin wants to move, it moves, right? And it moves hard. And so it did, because what we've done, where I left off last week, is we've been forming like this range that I would now class as a deviation. So whereas previously I would separate these parts as into a range 1 and range number 2, I would now merge them together into one massive range. And you already can guess now, I would say, that I still think we're range bound in the end, So for me, I remain pretty neutral. It's not that I'm going to become like super bullish or super bearish right now. For me, what was a really, really major level was this particular level. And I think I already explained it, but if you haven't watched it or if you haven't understood my intention with what I said, is for me this was a really important area. And if we were to reclaim this level, then I would carefully class this as an early sign of strength. Now that doesn't mean that I'm immediately super bullish on Bitcoin, like, oh my God, we break out and now we're gonna go to all-time highs whatsoever. Not at all. However, given the fact that we've done so, we now have a really big region that we have busted back in through with a lot of conviction, because, we haven't just ranged here like that and then, chopping around, reclaim it like a little bit and then chopping around more. That would have been a totally different story. But we actually just had a really small reaction during the live stream last week. And then pretty much after the live stream ended, we just boom, smashed through it, like, the beast has awakened. So in that regard, but we're definitely not there yet. It's not like I'm super bullish right now. I can't deny the fact that this is not necessarily bearish price action, but we're definitely not out of the water as of yet. Some horizontal lines that I'm looking at right now is essentially I'm just trading this whole range, right? So you can already see the levels that I would be looking at, which is the value area high over here of the old range. Has quite a lot of confluence, to be fair. What do we have there? We have, well, I'm pretty much looking at this downward sloping channel where we're just, grinding downwards on the macro time frame still. And so far, nothing really outside of that really has happened yet. We've not really reclaimed this high even yet. I mean, we're consolidating underneath it still currently. It's not that it's not that we have been totally rejected yet, although it does start to slowly look like it, right? I'll dive into this section in a second. But as of now, we have not really reclaimed any of this. We also have not come across this high at all yet, and let alone this high. So for me, these are the next levels that really need to be reclaimed in order for me to actually say like, okay, maybe the low is actually in, At the moment, I'm simply just a trader, and I'm trading what the chart is, the information that it's giving me. And that is how it is. And therefore, I'm pretty much always neutral. And even in a bullish market, for example, I will short. But in a bearish market, I will also take long trades. And that is exactly what I've done. Just reacting on what the price action is giving me at any particular day. Structured by technical analysis. And that gives me my confidence to actually enter into the trades. Now, all right, so, one more thing. I'm also want to acknowledge the fact that even I'm not necessarily ultra bullish at the moment. However, I'm a little bit more positive about the markets, let's say, than last week, because now we actually have reclaimed some levels, and you can see that point of control line is actually, right, in this section as well, which also corresponds with this midline of the channel. So for me, very, very, very valid channel. 2 touches here and 1 touches is all you need to actually create that channel. And as long as we're still in that channel, that's what it is. It's literally backed up by market structure. Even if we hit the top of this channel, it would, and then actually reject the macro market structure, would still be bearish. However, the last thing that I want to mention about the macro stuff is we have, I would say, midterm time frame now. We have put in a high, a higher low, and with that, to be honest, a very convincing, leg up, confirming that midterm time frame bullish market structure, totally obliterating that FTX crash. So what we've seen in November. There was November. So yeah, there's a little bit. There are arguments for and against of being bullish or bearish, and to be honest, I don't really care about being right or wrong. I care about trading correctly. And in the end, my job is to extract money from the market. That is what I do. It's not my job to be right. It's also not my job to be wrong. It's my job to be profitable in trading. And what that means is, even though I can be wrong, it's not very often that I'm super wrong. But if I am, then I'm able to realize that I'm just able to accept the fact. I'm not letting my ego get in the way, like, oh, but I said this and that happened. What I do is like, oh, I guess, the probabilities were in favor of my trade idea, but it just did not play out, right? And I just react on what's next. And that actually allows me that even if my feeling says, oh, I'm bearish, it allows me to trade the chart and still be profitable despite the bias that I might have, right? So I hope that you understand that. And I'm also just, if the chart just proves me that there's strength in the market, even though I'm still bearish, I'm going to have to trade what's given to me. So I'm not married to an asset, and I'm not married to a bias. That's more fundamental belief, and it's totally different. As a trader, at least I am, as a trader, I'm usually just neutral, and I'll just decide whatever the chart gives me. And the chart gave strength last week. There's no question about that. It came off from a major short squeeze, right? And that continued all the way until here. Now we did hit resistance, and I did long eventually that this range. I've been trading this range quite heavily, really choppy actually. By the way, video about this choppiness is actually gonna come out very soon, so highly recommend that you watch that. I think it's gonna be good stuff. But I have been trading this on the higher time frame. It looks really, really choppy. And to be fair, it does look rather unhealthy, you know. But we are still trading in the range, you know. So I literally have been trading this range as such. You know, I've been almost trading all the wicks to the downside in terms of long trades. And I also have taken shorts. Although, because I'm recognizing the strength, I have been a lot more aggressive on the take profits on my shorts, you know. And the longs, I let them run just a little bit longer just to see what I could squeeze out of it. Because in the end, locally, you know, the structure does not look bearish yet. I have yet to see a sign of weakness. Now, potentially, we are seeing a sign of weakness, but as far as this goes, literally, if you zoom out, you know, it doesn't look that bad, really. So this is why it's always really good to just, you know, not to always even if you're a low time frame trader like myself, you know, I day trade and I scalp trade. It's always important to keep an eye on the bigger picture, you know, and not let your emotions get the better of you. Yeah. In terms of technical levels that we're looking at, is there is obviously a reason why we are having the price action that we have over here, because all in all we are in the middle of the golden pockets. If you go from this high where the channel is actually constructed all the way to the bottom of the channel, we can see, you know, the 618 and the 0.65 lining up really nicely over here, and it looks like at the moment this level is holding as resistance. Now we can start zooming into the lower time frame, and that is where I want to get at, because in the end, all we've done is we haven't lost really any lows. We have lost these lows over here, but overall, if you look at the range, then, you know, if you want to break this range to the downside, then this is the low that we're actually gonna have to go for. Now, I did trade this short today. And currently I'm in no trades, you know, because I'm done for the day. I've taken so much trades on different assets. For me now, I'm just flat, and I'm just gonna see what happens tomorrow. And if I see a trade set up tomorrow, I will just simply take a new trade. No problem, you know, taking some profits of my trades. I have closed my long trades as well as my short trades. So that allows me to have a clear overview of the markets. So essentially, what we're in right now is as follows. Initially, and one of the reasons why I shorted was that I found this way of consolidation is rather unhealthy. And let me actually demonstrate that, right? So generally speaking, the probability of a range like this, you could class this as a potential bull flag. It's not per se bearish, although I find this not convincing and strong price action, because pretty much what we've been doing, it's not picture perfect, but we've just been sloping upwards on low volume. Therefore, I cannot class this as trending price action. So it's pretty much consolidation. However, you maintain the market structure and you go upwards. However, you're actually doing so into resistance and on low volume, right? So as a matter of fact, that's not necessarily super bullish price action. You know, we have yet to see what comes next. But this is generally not necessarily bullish price action. So what was I doing? I was simply waiting, you know, for these, of course, this is choppy. We've been testing these highs multiple times. That also means that every time you test this high, the resistance is actually being eaten away, right? However, I acknowledge that we are at the level. Do I think this is the final level and we have this is the top? Well, at the moment, I don't necessarily think so yet. As long as we are still maintaining this range, We still have the probability of actually going higher to reach that $22,000, $23,000 region at the moment is still fairly high, right? If we actually start to lose this range, then my perspective is obviously going to have to change, and I would be looking for lower prices again. But at the moment, it hasn't happened yet. So what actually happened today? We front ran this level now multiple times, putting in a double, maybe even a triple top, right? Then we actually took those highs out, and this was, I think, yesterday. Yeah, this was yesterday. We had some news coming out, so I was kind of expecting some volatility, not necessarily expecting this to totally break down. So I kind of, this was actually a pretty cool trade because I was expecting some volatility where we had the stakes running really high. Let me show you what I mean. This was yesterday. We had loads of longs opening up pretty much at these highs and loads of shorts opening up at these lows. Knowing that we had some data coming out in the global markets, I already kind of knew what was going to happen, which was essentially taking out the stops over here, allowing me to get actually into a short trade. However, because of the bullish price action, taking profits at the lows of these range. Now look how very, very, very technical that actually happened. Look at, I'm putting this on the candle closes, and look at that. Like, we tapped that level exactly where I actually had my take profit, or actually closed my full short trade, and I also had limit long orders waiting, where eventually, I traded that back up again. Throughout the day, we didn't see the volatility that I wanted, which was, fast incoming in volume ultimately and moving further up. That didn't happen. So at the end of the day, I just closed out of my trade somewhere around this region in profits, and that was just really brilliant. Then coming back to this morning into a fresh day with a fresh mindset and creating a new plan where I would be looking to take out this high. Why would I look to take out this high? Well, simply because I didn't like the high, because it's pretty much a poor high in my opinion yesterday. Where we essentially took it out and immediately got back into the range, which signals to me that this is still range bound. And also it happened super, super, super quick. And there was just really not... I just found these single prints a little bit too big. I don't really want to go too deep into that because I might lose some people with their understanding of it, but it boils down to the fact that I found that this single print was just a little bit too big for the range that we are trading in. For example, this low just looks a lot better. Therefore, I just expected for this high to be taken out. And so that happened with a much better single print. You see the difference? This one is really wide in relative small price action. And this one is, I don't know, just looks better. Looks just better. All on top of that, with this downward sloping or upward sloping price action, looking as follows, right? I pretty much, the statistics that I've gathered over the year, I put that to use. And, I simply expected that for that high to be challenged again and then have a big drop or bigger drop within the range in order to instead change this shape of the range into more sideways price action. Now let us play that press button. Let us press that play button and see what happened, because that is exactly what happened, right? We hovered around there and boom, right? We did come down to the bottom of this range. And guess where my take profit was today on that short, and the reason why I'm out of that right now. I did also took a long, by the way, but I'm also out of that right now because, we bounced back up and we have hit the intraday level that I find very important, which is the VWAP. And let us take a look at that. We are currently still dealing with the level. So really, really, really technical, very controlled, no emotions taking apart, not over expecting a total breakdown, ultimately netting me a 5% on the trade and on the long, another 3% on the trade, which is just literally 8% portfolio increase in a single day. Now, I will let you do the math how much percentage portfolio gain I have managed to get just in a single week of trading this upward sloping range. Not expecting super high prices, not expecting total dump back to back to zero. Just trading what the data is giving me, controlled, no emotions, making a plan in the morning, and just whenever the setup comes to me, all I do, simply take the trade. There's no need for me to overthink anything because I already made the plan in advance. And then that's just how I do it. So I'm happy for today. Also don't want to get too greedy. So that is why I have closed all of my positions, banked the profits, and, gonna do some nice things with it. Probably trade with it eventually, but, that is what it is. So that is what we have gotten, and that gave me a really brilliant week of trading. And you might not notice it, but I am, very excited. And after so many successful trades, compared to the losses I've made, I think I've yet to journal my week. So up now, I think I have made about 2 losses and about 15 or 16 wins, pretty much. So yeah, really successful week. And, I do not want to get too greedy and not give any profits back, which is the reason why I'm flat and just, chilling right now. And that's what I'm doing. So there you go. One more thing that gave me extra reason for taking the short more aggressively, because this was quite a big short, not gonna lie. This was because of the ES and the dollars price action. Now, surprise, surprise, where were we on the ES? My apologies for maybe a bit of a messy chart, but we're still going down pretty rough. The ES is having a rough day today. And, where did we head? And this was the level I was waiting for quite some time right now, having a big drop off of a major level at the time. This is already like a month ago, right? Then we had a really big bounce straight into pockets. And keep in mind, this is one of the biggest indices of the entire world. Look how well these levels just work. Can we just take a moment and see how crazy well respected these levels is? If you know what you're doing, anybody who claims that technical analysis is a hoax or doesn't work, refer them to me. I'll explain them why this works. Or better said, refer them to this stream and they will see. They will see why this is working, And you can see I didn't just drew this quickly. I've had this level on for a long time. What happened today was the following. So we already tapped this level one time, which was yesterday during that news event, right? So I wasn't expecting any real price action per se, right? Because that's always really temporary, in my opinion. Great for scalping, but not great for swing trading or day trading per se. We had a nice reaction, remained range bound, and then today we hit that level again without any kind of news events whatsoever, or at least not that I'm aware of. And in correlation with the dollar showing quite some strength. And again, I gave you the level in the live stream last week. Initially in that first live stream that said I'm kind of expecting this dollar level to hold. Am I still bullish on the dollar? At the time, yes, we're bouncing. No, we didn't. We got a really big rejection ultimately. And then I said, okay, this is then the next level that I would be looking at for a reaction. And that is exactly what we got. We tapped the level once again, yesterday during that event. We had a big bounce, really big counter reaction. And then on a more normal day, just hitting the level, boom, bounce. So all of that happened pretty much together, and that gave me some extra reason to double up on the short that I was taking. Where I, let's say 2 days ago, I was not necessarily expecting that to happen, right? Because at the time, we were just going more sideways still. That eventually progressed into this upward sloping price section. So when we were trading here at the time, I was thinking like, okay, we're definitely going to go higher. At least that's what it looks like. I see zero signs of weakness, absolute no reason to short from here on out, right? I pretty much expect more continued strength going upwards. A few days later, I have more data. And I see that price is starting to crawl up on relatively low volume. So that is the moment when I'm recognizing what is happening on the chart, and I'm actually reacting and changing my plan and changing my trade idea off of that. So even though at this point in time, it could still very well be that we're going to go up to the upside, but because I was able to read and interpret the data correctly, I made a decision despite my low-term time frame bias, and I traded it successfully. So I traded against my own bias, and that is what I'm doing as a trader and a technical analyst. So that is pretty much what we're in right now. What am I looking for next? Might be a good question. Well, at the moment, just range bound really. It's really not so difficult for me to trade this. It's actually kind of easy. Like I said, when I expect upward sloping price action, I would be looking for like a quick drop down to the bottom of the range. And if the reaction is really, really bullish, then you might actually make an argument for that continuation to the upside. So far, we have yet to see that strength. So it started off good. It started off really good. We came down to the low of the range, which is not just drawing a random box, because there are technical levels around here, right? Which was this monthly level, for example, that is being backtested. We breached it, and now we're simply just backtesting it. We have a bunch of levels nicely in the middle, which we're hanging about right now. For day trading, irrelevant. This blue line for me, way more relevant, which is ultimately what we need to reclaim should we see the top of that range once again and challenge the higher levels again. So far, hasn't happened yet. Can it happen? Yeah, it definitely can happen, right? But at the moment, I would say this is just taking a little bit too long. The ES is just still kind of weak at the moment, starting to challenge these lows now of this. I would say this is also a range that we had going on here. Also a little bit overall upward sloping, right? Also the same, and we're now breaking down. So at the moment, I'm not really seeing any sign of strength here. It can come into the market any moment, right? But so far, I'm really not seeing any of that still. We're just hanging around and about, also not reclaiming anything. So at the moment, I'm cautious to get really aggressive on the longs, even for day trading, because in the end, you have to acknowledge the fact that we have already seen a massive rise in price, right? We've already seen 32% increase in price. Like, it's crazy in just 2 weeks' time. So it only makes sense that at some point we're gonna see a pullback, right? And that pullback is going to give the next clue whether I'm looking for more upside next, or if this pullback is going to be so powerful that we're actually maybe just bounce and then boom, just continue our way down. But for me, that's really that's pretty much impossible to say at this point in time, because I just simply don't have the data. So you will not see me doing any kind of crazy prediction, but I have said I'm not bullish yet. So ultimately, I do still expect lower prices on the higher time frame. Even though I've traded this rise extremely well with long trades, right? I'm just not getting too excited yet, because my bigger time frame bias remains the same and unchanged. This, in the bigger picture, is pretty much nothing. Like, let's just do a little bit of an exercise. Let's just put this on like a super High time frame. What does this look like? Does this look super, super bullish, like we're gonna go to all-time high next? To me, yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah. For me, just like a little bump, whoop, like that. It's great for day trading, and I mean 32%. Let's be honest, 32%. You know, only in Bitcoin, only in Bitcoin, only in crypto. There's no way that in well, it's not entirely true, but generally in stocks or in forex, you just don't see these kind of moves. You know, this is why I love crypto. This is why I love crypto. It's just can be crazy. It's always crazy in crypto, and I love this craziness, especially for trading. So yeah, I guess this is my update for now. So yeah, I would say locally, literally, like break this range, let's say $20,000 again, and then I would class this as a rejection, and I expect lower prices, and then I would simply just be looking for these kind of regions again, if not lower. But that information has yet to present itself. I kind of have my levels where I would be aware, similar to that point of control. I want to be aware of the levels that are there. Am I 100% certain that I'm going to take a short or a long there? No, because I'm gonna have to see how do we arrive there. You know, I'm not the type of trader that's gonna say like, oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy here. No, I want to be looking at how price is behaving here. You know, do we have lots of liquidity building up there? For example, are we chopping around the level? You know, anything can happen there. So, you know, I would say to Bitcoin, call me when you're there, and then I'll have a look, and then I'll decide. You know, I'm not gonna. Of course, I'm planning for both scenarios, right? I know in what kind of scenario I'm actually interested in taking along, and I know when you know that is true experience. I know what I want to see in order to not take the trade. Right? But for example, shorting at support for me it's not in my dictionary. So you will not see me shorting here. Even if we do this, I will still not short there. You know, I only take the best trades. Oh man. Let's take a look at the chat. Let us take a chat. Can you tell that I'm tired? Oh my god, so many messages. All right, let me pop out this chat and let me just, I'm trying to get better into reading all these comments. So let me just go through them. Order flow analysis, please, Mike. Thank you. Yeah, I will highlight on that in a second. Good one. Nice nice haircut. Cheers, mate. I'm compensating with the beard at the moment. It's kind of cold weather here. It's super cold, rainy, storming literally for 3 weeks straight. So the beard helps me to keep warm. When the weather is gonna be nicer, then I'll consider taking it off again. But hey, Mike comes first. Cheers, my buddy. What's the song? Oh, I can't remember. The song was Emotional Mess from Amy Lynn and the Honeyman. Funny. Week is not over. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we're literally in the middle of the week, right? So that is also why I personally don't have a problem in not being in any trades, because there's literally 2 days left to go. So, yeah. Can you check out EAT? Maybe if I have time and I feel like it. Generally, I don't really like to do requests, but because this is the thing. If I do one thing, if I do one request, then they keep on coming in, and I will never be able to stop the stream. But I think I do want to actually take a look at EAT. Yeah, let's do that. So order flow and EAT. Very happy to see you on your new YouTube channel. Yeah, cheers, my friend. Yeah, I'm actually having a lot of fun. Not gonna lie. yeah, I'm really enjoying myself, messing around with some video stuff and everything. I guess you can see that every time you see me on video. I hope that you can see that the quality of the video, at least the visual quality, is improving somewhat. So I'm really actively building and trying out new things. Also running in a lot of trouble, technical issues. The camera going off should be fixed now, though. I fixed that. At least I hope. Been missing trades. Well, don't beat yourself up about it. Who cares? Like Bitcoin is already here and it's here to stay. So if you miss a move today, or if you missed the move last week, yes, it's 30%. But so what? There's gonna be plenty of moves ahead. Like tomorrow is just presenting you with totally new opportunities. And I think you should really detach yourself in being afraid to miss the move, for example, because Bitcoin is always moving 24 hours 7 days a week. Of course we have quiet times, and we have I almost wanted to say exciting times, but that's not the right terminology. But we have volatile times, and you can trade all of those. So I would say but you should be in control, not the market. Don't let the market control you, right? Don't let the market fool you into making decisions, right? As long as you have a plan, sit down, have a plan. And if the plan doesn't come to you, then there's no opportunity, at least for your trading thing. So you do not have to miss, or you do not have to catch every single move. As a matter of fact, let me expand on that a little bit. Let's say you miss all the moves. Let's say all you really need is one really good trade that can make your entire year. One trade. That's all you need. If you take one really good trade, it's all you need. Done for the year. Right? And then everything else that comes on top of that is practice, experience, and bonus. Where do you trade stocks since you're in Europe? Is it tax efficient in any way? Well, no, it's not. Yeah, it's. I don't really do it myself, so other people do it for me. So I don't know how hard it is, but yeah, you do need to pay taxes. I trade stocks on multiple platforms. I trade stocks on and off, to be honest. So I don't trade it every single day. But you have forex.com, you have interactive brokers, you have eToro, which can be nice if you're more into investing, which is different from trading because they don't have any commissions, for example, overnight fees, etc., etc. So yeah, I use multiple platforms. I also like to switch them around, just as like how I like to use crypto products. I switch around different exchanges. I use different software, etc. Currently my main exchange is actually not Bybit anymore. I moved over to BitGet. It's a really nice exchange. Their tech is just really mind-blowing, really blew me away. I've been trading there now for pretty much exactly a year now, and yeah, I'm really enjoying. They're actually quite well known in the eastern part of the world. Not so much in the West, but I do think they're gonna come up soon. Yeah, that is where I trade, and obviously I also still trade on Bybit. And I do switch around. I switch around because I'm always looking for new edges to gain, or just I like learning myself as well. So I'm trying out new and different stuff all the time. Not bad so far. If you are referring to the price action, then I would definitely agree with you. I got blown out of my shorts at 17.9 and 19.4. Well, fair enough. There's no shame in that. That happens. That's really not a big deal, to be honest. If you had a plan beforehand and you have your risk management in place so that you know beforehand where you are wrong on your idea and you lose the amount that you said you were going to lose, there really should not be any problems. It happens. You take losses. It's unavoidable. It is simply impossible to have a 100% win rate. As a matter of fact, I did have a few days or weeks where I won all my trades, for example, but it's not sustainable. If you would measure that over a year, it's just impossible to have a 100% win rate. You will take losses, period. End of discussion, So if you take a losing trade, so be it, just make a new plan. Don't try to make that money back and try again, and at some point your losing will stop and then you will make a win. And that's the nice thing. Like I said, you only need one trade. If you take very small losses, even if you take, let's say, 100 losses in a row, and then you take this one really great trade, you will just wipe out those losses in an instant, right? That is why you should not focus on making money per se. Of course, it's your job to extract money from the market as a trader, but your mindset should not be making money per se. Your mindset as a trader should be, I'm going to take the best trade that I can actually find. And if you do that, then you will not focus on the potential gains, but you will focus on trading well. And if you trade well, then the money just simply comes automatically. I can guarantee you that. When do you decide what tokens to trade? That's a really... I do actually want to highlight on that, but not in this stream, because that's a really broad topic, and that's going to take a long time for me to really explain. But essentially when they're volatile and when they're liquid, when there's enough volume traded on a single day, then I'm interested in potentially trading it, because I'm not... All I want to say, if you see a coin moving 40-50% in a single day, but there's only literally like 2,000 contracts traded, what am I going to do there? I'm not interested. It looks like you're sitting inside a gold mine. Inside. Let me see. Awesome 4K quality. Cheers. What's the row size you use for the fixed range volume? Good question. I can't remember. I think it's 170 or something like that. So let me show you. These are my settings. 170. Yep. There you go. I didn't know you was live today. Well, me neither, my friend. Me neither. But here I am. How much have you made in this range? Don't really want to say. Are your poor highs and lows based on TPO or just candle closes in TradingView? Nope, that's advanced volume analysis. So yeah, TPO is definitely involved in that, 100%. Why won't you keep some percentage of your short position open? Well, at times I do, but at the moment, I just really have a simple answer. At the moment, I really just don't feel like it. I just don't want to get greedy. I've had a terrific week. We're literally only in the third week of the new year. I don't want to overdo it, and I simply just refuse to give any of my profits back. That's why I closed it, and tomorrow, new opportunities. If we get a total rejection, then I can always get into a short later if it looks good. If the if the risk to reward is there, if the price action is there, I can always reshort. And if we now just drop off the face of the earth, fair enough. I have no problem missing out on this potential move, because the lower we go, the more I can buy lower down, you know? So I'm going to be happy if we drop, to be fair. I struggle to trust the wicks to the top. Yeah, guys, I think this video that I'm going to put out, which I'm actually still editing, I think I might push it out tomorrow or else tonight or tomorrow. It's going to be really good, I think. Why is your chart not live? This is live price action. Oops. Yeah, I guess you're referring to earlier. I guess you're referring to earlier because that is. I wanted to replay price action so that how I was playing the price action, how it eventually played out. I guess that's what you're referring to. But now we're looking at live price action. So I see some questions coming in about how much money I make or how much of my portfolio I trade. Well, you know, so the thing is that I'm not really interested to talk about dollar amounts because I don't think that helps anyone. You know, it's also relative. You know, let's say if you make like $100,000 on a trade, for example, you know, that might mean really a lot to you, but it, you know, to other people might not mean anything, you know. So this is why I prefer to talk in percentages. You know, it just means a lot more. I also am strongly against like valuing money in that way. I think it should be the money part should be out of the equation, especially in trading, because it's really self-destructive, self-sabotaging, and yeah, if you're asking this for legitimacy or something like that, yeah, you have to make up your own mind. I'm just really not interested in talking about this kind of subject in detail because I just think it's just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know. It really doesn't matter. So with that having said, I kind of want to move away from that topic right now. You know, there's going to be a time where I'm going to review trades that I've been taking and stuff like that. But now I'm just live streaming and I'm just going over what happened and I'm just, you know, updating everybody on what I'm looking at the chart and what positions I took and what trades I took. That's just a bonus, you know. It's just a bonus. I'm not here to prove myself or any of the sorts. That's not my goal here. That's not my goal. You know, I think I've been trading long enough that I don't necessarily have to prove myself to anybody. You know, just I would say stick around and you figure it out on your own whether I'm legit or not. The chart is blurred. Well, that's strange. That is strange. Oh, this is a question I like. Can you explain when you use log scale? Yeah, I will show you. I'm using log scale when essentially you cannot really do much analysis on data in the past. So for example, you know, when a coin is trading for a long time and then suddenly it makes like this massive price moves, meaning that I right now I cannot really check out what really has been going on here. That is when I use log scale, so I can see the waves just better, you know. Especially on like altcoins, for example, it helps quite a bit. But on Bitcoin as well, if you're looking at years old data, let's say from 8 years ago, then you pretty much need to use log scale in order to be able to make any sense of that to begin with. Wow, I'm really happy with the activity of the chat. It's crazy. It's crazy. Knowing that price rises quickly, if it falls, would you expect the same? Yeah, that is a good point. Absolutely, that is 100% possible. Actually, as a matter of fact, that is, I would see why I would attribute this quick rally. Because if you take a close look at what happened during the FTX drop, right, it's just basically one red straight line down, right? So if you are then coming back into that region, guess what happens next? You just slice straight through it, right? So I don't necessarily expect this per se, but it can definitely happen because let's be honest, structure-wise, there's just not really that much support. So yeah, that's a good one. All right. All right. So far, I'm starting to. Yeah, I think that those are all the questions that relate to the charts currently. So happy to connect, guys. I am liking this stream thus far. A final question that I just see coming in, and then I will move over to order flow. I think it was, and something else. I forgot. Which is if how much emphasis do I put on the ES and the dollar? Well, for day trading, quite a bit. To be fair, I like trading the volatility, so I do like to trade around the open and closing sessions. But not today because I'm done. Discipline must be there. Order flow. Let's take a look. So essentially what happened is a whole bunch of stuff, like people getting really emotional. And you can just see that like by the sheer decrease and increase in open interest. People get wrecked hard, We had a lot of longs, by the way, opening up here. And they're now being pushed out all of the market. And we do have a lot of shorts opening. So 1 + 1 is 2. Let's be honest. The range at the moment is still holding. So if you know what you're looking at, then it could very well be that, the longs are now out of the market. And we have like, how many? Like, these are out. Yeah, I would say we have about 50 million from the looks of it. No, not so much. Well, about like 25 to 30 million shorts, I would say, just eyeballing it right now, during the drop and also right now. So we are having some divergences, we're not really pushing down further. But this is where you start to have to connect the local time frames into the bigger time frames. So at the moment, I'm just not too keen on aggressively playing along here because we are at higher time frame resistance. So for me, I'm not really interested in longing super aggressively after like a 32% increase in price, if you know what I mean. So, let's say if we start to come down and challenge this low again and then actually hold this range, then I am interested in taking along. But am I expecting this kind of price action? No, I will trade it sensibly because the trading idea will probably revolve around me just trading this range where we have levels in between. Where we just have levels in between, and that is how we'll trade it. If we move up from there on out, there's a really good chance that I have my trade already fully closed at the top, despite the fact that we actually might break out to the upside. At the moment, I'm just not really seeing any strength, so I think this might actually be leading CVD. If you know what CVD means. I think it might actually be leading. We are pretty much just below all levels of today. So first, let me show me a local sign of strength, which is reclaiming this last high. In other words, this yellow line, which is the where the average volume was today. And to be fair, the high of today does look quite decent. So, and we're below all of the volume levels. I mean, if you would merge these profiles together, you simply you're just below everything at the moment. So I would say to Bitcoin, prove to me that you can go up again then I might join in. If it's tonight, then too bad, because I'm not interested in trading this anymore, regardless what happens. I'm just going to come back tomorrow, see what more data we have, and I'll just go from there, pick up from there. And the other thing that I wanted to look at, hopefully that's the stuff that you wanted to see. Pom-ti-dom. Dom. By the way, I totally forgot. Like you have like a little button. Actually, let me show you. It's very important, guys. Very, very, very important. So if you go stuff that you wanted to hear, right? Then you have like this button, this one, and just click it as hard as you can. An even amount of times. Because if you click it, uneven amount of times. So you can click it 3 times, 5 times, 7 times, not 2 times, because then you like and unlike again, right? So click it and, just click it. And also click, there should be a subscribe button. So just click that as well. Fair enough. I think I'm kind of running out of things to say. So I think now is a good time to start calling it a day. Gonna work on the video and we'll be pushing that one out tomorrow. So if you're getting stopped out a lot and everything, keep an eye out, I would say. Right, I almost forgot. Your mouse broke from smashing the like button. Yeah, that's what we want, my friend. That's what we want. Yeah. So every time when you watch another stream from me, just make sure you buy an extra mouse, because you just need to break it every time you watch a stream and smash those likes. The trades are gonna make up for the $5 of the mouse. So thanks in advance. All right, Ethereum. That's what I promised. Let me see. This is the BTC chart. So this is for me very important. I mean, Ethereum is really, 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 really simple. So yeah, over the last 2 years, really not much has changed, to be honest. This has been a major accumulation phase where we were having just a base pattern where within that range we started changing market structure, had a major rejection, really big drawdown, and I'm talking big percentages here. This was in 2020, and so this was a 30% drawdown, big decrease, and then we had just a major breakouts. And since then, we have just been, I remain extremely bullish on Ethereum, by the way. I have been since 2020, and I remain that, because there's absolutely no reason to be bearish on Ethereum, because I would say this is just one big, massive reaccumulation phase, or in other words, a kind of out of proportion bull flag. Yeah, for me, it's just consolidating. It has been doing so for literally like a year almost now. Almost, wait a second, 2 years now, right? So that's quite long. And I just simply remain bullish on ETH. That's all I really have to say about it. That is also the way I'm trading it. I'm trading, I took a few day trades here and there, just trading this alongside the price action of Bitcoin, right? But overall, on the high macro time frame, for me, this is just going sideways. Nothing bearish about it, really, to be honest. Even during like a major drawdown on Bitcoin, as you can see, Ethereum really maintains to be in this range. So for me, I'm not worried at the moment at all on Ethereum, like zero. And yeah, that's what I have to say about it. I'm really bullish about it. Do I think it's gonna break out tomorrow, next week, next month? No, that not per se. But fundamentally is not the right word. But bottom line is, I have no reason to close out of my long-term positions on Ethereum. In terms of price action, Ethereum is extremely similar as Bitcoin. Just the wicks are just slightly different, And I've pretty much just traded Ethereum simultaneously with Bitcoin. So meaning that I've almost gotten into pretty much the same trade setups. This one was one where we had a swing failure pattern over here. Again on the news. Originally, I wanted to actually trade it up to here. That didn't really happen. So what happened to me in this trade is I took this trade really nicely around that top line of the channel. I took profits in the middle, pretty much at the point of control, which was, well, I think I traded it a little bit lower, to be fair. I traded it, sorry, my bad. Point of control, and then I eventually got stopped out, break even, And, so this is one of these scenarios where I could have actually gotten way more out of the trade, but I didn't. So this was my trade setup, take profit number one over here. I think it was around 30 to 40% take profit in this scenario. Then I moved my stop loss to break even. Originally it was somewhere around here, or it was above this high. And then I moved it to break even, took profits, and I just refused to deliver any profits back in. So that's the reason why I moved it to break even. Price ranged on for a while, boom, stopped me out, and then price actually ran away. So yeah, I did got stopped out, break even, and I kind of missed the move. Does this, I sleep like a baby. I don't care, because I know that there's going to be other opportunities. This is one of the realistic scenarios that you're going to go through in trading, But it was part of my plan, and I had good reason to do so, to place my stop loss then there. Is this good trading? Yes, it is, because this was part of my plan. I made a conscious decision to move my stop loss to break even, and with that I would accept the fact that I could potentially get stopped out at break even. There is a risk for having that. There's then also a risk of going down, but I made the decision because I already made profits, and I just did not want to be giving anything back. Like, I didn't want to give a single cent back to the market. That's why I put it at break even. It did stop me out, and then it ran away. That's what happens. That's life, that happens. Regardless of whatever, it was a winning trade. And in the end, that is what matters, and it was traded exactly according to plan. I didn't deviate from it. So, when price doesn't come here, I'm not the type of trader that's like, oh, maybe it's going to decrease, and start wiggling around your stop loss. Because that's how you create ruin and major, major losses to your portfolio. Just stick to the plan, that's it. Whew. So, I think I'm going to wrap it up now. Oh, wow, I've already been streaming for almost 1.5 hours. So this is a wrap for me. Thank you, guys. This was really good. I hope that you had fun. I definitely had fun. It was good to connect a little bit, like go to some price action, just chill out, hang out a little bit, guys, and just have a conversation, talking some questions. That was good. I really enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did. And, you know now what I expect next. Am I bullish? Well, high time frame, no. Locally, yeah, we can still go further up. When if we really start losing the $20,000 mark, then I expect simply lower prices, upon which I will be looking for at least the midline of the channel, slightly lower. And if the price action behaves the way that I like to see that, I might take a new trade there. And that sums it up pretty much. Thanks, guys, and have a good night, day, morning, or evening, wherever you are, and just have a good one, and stay tuned for the next one. Cheers, guys. Peace.